Hey there, future nurses! Get ready to explore the fascinating world of bacteria and archaea. These microscopic powerhouses are everywhere, and understanding them is crucial for your nursing career. Why? Because as a nurse, you'll be on the front lines of healthcare, protecting your patients from infections. Knowing your bacteria is like having a secret weapon. It helps you prevent the spread of germs, recognize the signs of infection, and make sure antibiotics are used effectively. We don't want those tiny troublemakers causing harm, do we? So put on your thinking caps, grab your imaginary microscopes, and let's dive into the incredible world of bacteria and archaea. First things first, let's meet the main characters, bacteria and archaea. Don't let their size fool you. These single-celled organisms are major players in our world, especially in healthcare. Bacteria are like tiny factories, with all their machinery packed inside a single cell. They're everywhere, on your skin, in your gut, and even in the air you breathe. Most bacteria are harmless or even helpful, like the good bacteria in your gut that help you digest food. But some bacteria are pathogenic, meaning they can cause disease. Archaea, on the other hand, are a bit more mysterious. They're similar to bacteria in size and structure, but have some unique characteristics. Archaea are known for living in extreme environments, like hot springs and deep-sea vents. While archaea don't typically cause disease in humans, understanding their biology helps us understand the diversity of life on Earth. Now let's play detective and learn how to recognize these microscopic suspects. Bacteria come in various shapes, and knowing these shapes helps scientists and healthcare professionals identify them. The most common shapes are cocci, which are spheres, bacilli, which are rods, and spirilla, which are spirals. Imagine cocci as tiny marbles, bacilli as microscopic hot dogs, and spirilla as miniature corkscrews. Sometimes, bacteria like to hang out together, forming specific groupings like chains or clusters. For example, streptococci form chains like beads on a necklace, while staphylococci clump together like a bunch of grapes. Bacteria are masters of multiplication, reproducing rapidly under the right conditions. Imagine a single bacterium splitting into two, then those two splitting into four, and so on. This process, called binary fission, is how bacteria increase their numbers exponentially. In the lab, scientists grow bacteria in cultures to study them. These cultures allow researchers to observe bacterial growth phases, which provide valuable information about a bacterium's behavior. The lag phase is like a warm-up period, while the log phase is when bacteria multiply like crazy. Eventually, growth slows down in the stationary phase and finally declines in the death phase. Now, how do scientists keep track of all those multiplying bacteria? They have a few tricks up their sleeves to measure bacterial growth accurately. One method is direct counting, where scientists use a special microscope slide to count individual bacterial cells. Another method is measuring turbidity, which is the cloudiness of a liquid culture. As bacteria multiply, the culture becomes cloudier, and scientists can use a spectrophotometer to measure this cloudiness and estimate the bacterial population. Like any living organism, bacteria need the right ingredients to thrive. Think of it as a recipe for bacterial success. First, they need nutrients to provide energy and building blocks for new cells. Water is essential for all cellular processes, and the right temperature is crucial for enzyme activity. Just like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, bacteria have their preferred temperature range: too hot, and their proteins cook; too cold, and everything slows down. How bacteria breathe and why it matters. Believe it or not, bacteria have different preferences when it comes to oxygen. Some bacteria, called aerobes, need oxygen to survive, just like us. They use oxygen to break down nutrients and generate energy. Other bacteria, called anaerobes, can't stand oxygen. In fact, oxygen is toxic to them. Then there are the facultative anaerobes, which are the ultimate survivors. They can use oxygen if it's around, but can also switch to anaerobic respiration if oxygen is scarce. Understanding a bacterium's oxygen preference is crucial for growing it in the lab and for understanding its role in infections. Now, let's put on our detective hats and learn how to identify these microscopic culprits in a healthcare setting. When a patient has a bacterial infection, it's essential to identify the specific type of bacteria causing the trouble. Scientists use a variety of tests to unmask these tiny invaders. Gram staining is a common technique that differentiates bacteria based on their cell wall structure. Other tests look for specific enzymes, metabolic pathways, or genetic markers that help pinpoint the bacterial species. In the world of healthcare, some bacteria are considered public enemies due to their ability to cause serious infections. Let's meet a few of these notorious microbes. MRSA, or methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, is a superbug that's resistant to many common antibiotics, making infections pretty difficult to treat. E. coli, which stands for Escherichia coli, is another one. While most strains are harmless, some can cause severe food poisoning, urinary tract infections, and other illnesses. C. diff, or Clostridioides difficile, can cause severe diarrhea and colitis, especially in patients who are on antibiotics. Streptococcus pneumonia is a common cause of pneumonia, meningitis, and ear infections. And finally, Mycobacterium tuberculosis is the bacterium that causes tuberculosis, a serious lung infection that can actually be fatal if not treated properly. Remember Archaea, those single-celled organisms that resemble bacteria but have their own unique characteristics? While they don't typically cause disease in humans, they're worth mentioning because they're amazing examples of life's diversity and resilience. Archaea are known for thriving in extreme environments where most other organisms wouldn't stand a chance. They can be found in scorching hot springs, highly acidic mine drainage, and even the oxygen-deprived depths of the ocean. Studying Archaea really helps us understand the limits of life on Earth and, honestly, the potential for life on other planets too. Congratulations, future nurses! You've just completed a crash course in the world of bacteria and Archaea. Now you're armed with the knowledge to protect your patients from infection and use antibiotics wisely. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding how bacteria grow, spread, and develop resistance to antibiotics, you can help prevent and control infections in healthcare settings. You'll be a champion for your patients, advocating for proper hygiene, infection control measures, and responsible antibiotic use. So keep those thinking caps on, stay curious about the microbial world, and never underestimate the importance of those tiny but mighty microbes.